Hi everyone, this is Brittany Castro, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite meditations. So I do this one in classes a lot, particularly when people ask to clear their minds, or I go around the room every class that I teach and I ask everyone their name and I ask them what they want to focus on today. So many times people are saying that they're stressed, they want to release their thoughts, they want to get out of their heads. And they're saying that because I feel like that's how a lot of us are, right? Like, how often do you kind of wish that you could just turn it off? The mind can be so overactive, especially when we're working on something that's really important to us, or there's something that we want to fix or change. There's a lot of that sometimes that happens if you consider how often are we really in the moment accepting it. So this is one of my favorite meditations. It is a meditation by Osho. So if you haven't heard of Osho, he is I would say he's one of my biggest spiritual teachers. I've never met him personally, but I've worked with his Zen tarot cards for about 9 or 10 years now. And I've also visited his ashram one of his ashrams in India. I've done his meditations. He's amazing. It's kind of hard to explain who Osho is, but we'll call him, he's definitely a spiritual teacher who thinks outside the box and is definitely a bit edgy. So you can look him up. You'll find amazing things about him. You'll find weird things about him. So I'll kind of take it for what it's worth. But this is his meditation. It comes from the book Meditation, the First and Last Freedom. I highly, highly recommend that book. It's amazing. So this is from there. If you want to get it, you can find the full meditation on there. So go ahead and just take a seat or lay down and close your eyes. And just take a moment to feel your head, the place where you kind of hold all the thoughts. And then you can think of it kind of as the home of the ego, even though the ego kind of lives in the belly, but just for this meditation, just think about it like that. And I want you to imagine that in a very non-threatening way, that all of a sudden you have no head. So think of it as maybe a magical fairy came and poof, and your head is gone. And just think of that for a moment, how it would feel to be walking around with no head. It's weird, I'm sure. Right? But then after that. So consider that you don't have this piece of the mind that judges, the piece of the mind that compares, that analyzes, and tries to fix things, that worries, that expects, and that is always kind of in some kind of control planning mode. And all of that just poof is gone. And consider how that would feel. And take another breath in and out. And just open your eyes. And if you want to, you can go through your whole day like this today. Just imagine that you have no head. And that you're moving around from your body and from your heart. So sometimes I'll do this in class when I'll put my students in a forward fold and have them hold their elbows, and then their heads are there, and I have them imagine that their head is gone, and then we'll go through some sun salutations or just a little bit of the practice without this the head. And when they come back to stand in Tadasana, I will have them put their heads back on their shoulders, right? So when you're ready to do that, if you're going to do this meditation, you could do it now if you'd like. You can put your head back on your shoulders, and you can consider that we need the mind. It's not that we don't, but sometimes the mind is in control, and really the mind is meant to serve us. We are in control. We are the leaders of our own lives. Right? So when things kind of get out of balance, we can get in that space of worrying and wondering and comparing and judging and doubting. Right? And that's when we might need to just take a moment to say, I'm gonna remove my head for a moment, right? In a way, again, that is playful, that is light, and that is in the sake of this meditation. So you can try this really anytime that you're feeling like you're having a head trip, like you're just like so in your mind, you can't stop thinking, it's keeping you up at night. Give it a try. And you can also just play with it in your yoga practice. If you're like paying attention too much to what the person next to you is doing and trying to compare yourself, just take a moment to stop and let go of those thoughts, let go of your head. Okay? So I hope you have a great day, and I hope the next time that you feel the mind is kind of bearing down, you just take a moment to remember that you call the shots. Okay? Take care. Bye.